Here in my home, it is too hot. Heat killing me. Let's paint a mini. Let's talk. Deadpool. Okay, so I haven't done this in a while. These are my colors on parade. I got titanium white, brilliant yellow pale, cadmium yellow deep, cadmium yellow pale, quinacridone magenta. I don't even think I touched this color in this painting. Fancy red, Egyptian violet, that is the pre-glaze color. Mars black, it's a different black, and phthalo blue. The first thing we're going to do is cover all of Deadpool in Egyptian violet, because this is the pre-glaze. We're going to wipe all this crap away when we're done, and it's going to look nice and purple. And this is what it will look like when it's completely covered in purple. Okay, now we're going to slop up most of the excess color and make sure you leave a nice purple tint behind and it's not too covered in oil, else it will take forever to dry. Now we're going to start working on our reds. This is just Fanchon red. I started out putting it on the swoosh. I did the top half and I left the bottom half for a gradient that I'm going to do in later. And then I'm going to move on to his suit and get all the red parts of his suit, as you'll see in the next few clips. And don't you forget the tip of his little red rocket. That's a Deadpool joke if I've ever heard one. Now we're going to move on to all the black parts of his uniform, which is basically his torso, the outer torso, his shoulder, the outside of his thighs. His boots are in black, and that's all that I covered in black that I remember covering in black, because painting in black and oils sometimes kind of sucks. For the sword, I mixed up some black with some brilliant yellow pale to get a nice gray, and then I just covered the whole sword in the gray color. And now we begin the great back and forth of just going all over the place and painting different colors everywhere. And this is going to get pretty chaotic. So here, I'm focusing on the rocket. It's a little bit of that gray color too, just to highlight it up a little bit. And then I believe I take that gray and put it all over the smoke and little splotches, and then I want to take a blending brush and blend the smoke out. And if you're looking at this thinking, man, that purple is really soaking into the gray, that's okay. The more and more of the gray you put down, the more and more that purple will come up, and you will get to the brightness you want. Okay, now we're doing pretty much the same thing for the sword. I'm just going to take straight titanium white, put it on the edges and the tips of the swords, and then I'm going to blend that out with a blending brush. Now, I will admit, I did not go as bright as I wanted to on the swords, and I didn't focus on them as much as I should have, so learn from my mistakes and really push that contrast to make those swords pop. Now here I'm just repeating the process. I'm going to take straight titanium white, blob it on the tips of the clouds where I want them to be, and I'm going to take a blending brush and blend it out. And as you can see, those clouds really start to come alive in vibrancy, and they look like they're ready to explode like the 4th of July and scare the crap out of my dog, who's going to be hiding in the corner because the jackasses in this neighborhood, every 5 houses down the block, is going to be lighting up M80s and all shit all night long. May God bless America and happy 4th of July. Now we're going to work on highlighting the red of his suit, and we're just going to take some cadmium yellow deep and get the tips of his abs, because this model has abs for days. It probably did 100 crunches in the molding process, and good on them for making these very defined features of the model. Okay, for something a little off the books, we are going to highlight the black in phthalo blue mixed with a tiny bit of white. And the reason I chose these colors to highlight the black is because when you read some comics, you will notice that they highlight the black not with white, not with gray, but blue. And I think for this model, it's a very cool effect, and I love the way that the blue interacts with the red to give it some nice contrast in the colors. This is a back and forth. We're going straight back to the abs with cadmium yellow light, I believe. And we're just hitting the topmost, top parts where I want that highlight to be. And then we blend it out with a couple strokes just to give it that nice little blend that the oils afford us to do. Okay, now on to the flush. There's a couple parts that I did not get quite on camera as good as I wanted to, so I'm going to explain this process for the most part. The top part here I'm highlighting with yellow. I'm going to highlight with yellow. I blended it in some black, and then in the red I put another layer of Fanchon red and then blended it all together to get a gradient from red to black. Then I took straight cadmium yellow and did edge highlighting, and that's how I did the whoosh. Now we're on to some of the smaller details. I took cadmium yellow and put it on the tip or the end of the rocket and blended that out to get a much more vibrant flame effect into the smoke. Here I took some burnt umber and did the sheath in that color and highlighted it up with some yellow. And I did all of the straps in that same two color process. Some burnt umber and a yellow for highlights. This is the final product. It is not dry. This is what most of my paintings look like when they're not dry. I do have some videos, and actually I have one video and a couple pictures coming up a couple days later after he's dried, and he's still kind of shiny, but you get the picture. So if you like watching this, thank you for watching. Have a good holiday weekend. Don't blow your hands off. Be safe. Drink and drive. No, drink responsibly. And please like, comment, and subscribe and all that shit. Thank you. Goodbye.